In case you're wondering why I'm up for the third time, I really wanted to do, of course, the ladies bowlers. That was a subject near and dear to my heart. And the committee decided that since they were giving a special achievement award to Willie Cormier, and I would be speaking to the Cormier family anyway, that I would do that. And I really enjoyed actually doing the research on Willie as well. But I also really wanted to do this last presentation. It's a subject that's near and dear to my heart. I can get emotional at times. If my voice cracks, I'll be okay. But I'm going to tell you about our former committee member, Franky Bursey. The New Waterford Sports Heritage Hall of Fame originated in 2012, and Franky Bursey was certainly a valued member of the core group. We all know that Franky's impressive credentials made him a shoo-in to be honored as an athlete builder at some point in time, but our initial goal was to honor the athletes of yesteryear, as well as many of the old fellas in the area, while they were still alive and able to understand what their contributions in sport have meant to this community. Excuse me. Franky and others on the committee most certainly would and should be honored somewhere down the road. Sorry, I need some. I'll drink that. Okay, how many germs am I consuming? I'm sorry. Okay. They would certainly be honored somewhere down the road, but we tried to prioritize the order in which people would be done, because you see, we thought we had lots of time to get around to Franky and the others. His premature death last October at age 56 serves as a sharp reminder to us that tomorrow is promised to no one. And so, we honor Franky tonight, not because he died, but because of all that he accomplished in his lifetime. Born on October the 25th, 1959, the son of Frank Bursey Sr. and Doreen Hutchison, Franky took to sports like a duck to water. If you wanted to find Franky, you only had to go to a rink, a gym, or a baseball field. Franky once told me that the single most defining moment of his life came when he was 6.5 years old, with the death of his 16-year-old uncle and his idol, John Blair Hutchison. Franky said he spent his whole life trying to honor his uncle's memory and make his family proud of him. As a young athlete himself, Franky gave 150% effort to every single game he played, and had a well-deserved reputation of being a real workhorse for any team he was part of. His tremendous drive to win was complemented perfectly by his vast knowledge of the inner workings of every sport he played. You see, Franky was not only playing all those sports he loved, he was absorbing them into his system, so that his mind became a computer of sports knowledge, and he certainly knew how to use that knowledge. Franky dedicated most of his life to his children and others through coaching and volunteering his time to sports. He devoted a great deal of his time to coaching many teams of all age groups in New Waterford and surrounding areas. There was rarely a sporting event that Franky was not involved in or in attendance for. These are some of my Frank facts, which only touch the tip of the iceberg concerning Franky's involvement in sports in this community. He coached baseball for more than 15 years, and of all the sports he gave his time to, undoubtedly baseball was his true love and passion. His teams won no less than 5 provincial championships within the Minor Baseball Association, and he also led a great Place Bay Junior AAA baseball team to Nova Scotia and Atlantic Championships in 2004. He was involved in many committees over the years, including as chairman of the Don Johnson Cup, which culminated in an Atlantic Junior B hockey championship.
one?
Okay. He was a member of the New Waterford Minor Hockey Board of Directors and Vice President and Chairman of the Ways and Means Committee. He was also a member of the Board of Directors for the New Waterford and District Community Centre and for New Waterford Minor Baseball. Franky was given the New Waterford Minor Basketball Appreciation Award in 2000 for many years of outstanding service. He was also the recipient of the Anne Holland Memorial Award in 2001 in recognition of an outstanding community volunteer, and that same year he was given the Investors Group Community Sport Hero Award in recognition of outstanding contribution to the development of minor sport. In 1998, he was named the New Waterford Community Press Volunteer of the Year, as voted by residents of New Waterford. Most recently, the Cape Breton Dig Daddies Reds baseball team have announced that they will host the first annual Frank Bursey Memorial Midget Baseball Tournament, which was just played this past weekend. Franky was always an outstanding supporter of this team, and they wanted to voice their appreciation for all his efforts. It was very rare that Franky was not at the ball field while they were practicing or playing. This is the perfect memorial to Franky, who was himself always organizing tournaments in other people's memories. He felt it was the perfect way to keep their memory alive, so it's ironic that we now have this tournament named in his own memory. Lowell Cormier, our District 11 councillor, commented on Franky's death by saying, "He had a tremendous amount of involvement in New Waterford, especially in the sporting community. He was very committed to the kids, a dedicated coach in hockey, baseball, and basketball." Lowell went on to say, "Bursey was crafty in his coaching style. He knew the inside of the game, and he could come up with things that people wouldn't see, and use that to his team's advantage." He went on to say that Franky could always be found either in a rink or on a baseball field, most recently serving as an umpire for senior level baseball games. Franky was the grand master at organizing tournaments and drawing up stats for both teams and players. He was also very involved in minor hockey over the years, and anytime anything was going on at the New Waterford rink, Franky was sure to be there. He just loved sports in general and was always known for his dedication and hard work behind the scenes as well as in the spotlight. Any and every conversation with Franky always turned to sports. It could be local sports or sports anywhere on earth. He would always know what was happening in the sporting world. As a boy, he attended Mount Carmel School, then went on to love the Toronto Blue Jays and the Maple Leafs. Franky liked to say that he literally bled blue and white. Franky's good friend, Jimmy Fred Head, said that he was involved in sports his whole life as well, but anything he needed to know, he'd go to Franky. He said, "Franky taught me so much. He was amazing at what he did." Franky was an exemplary son, brother, and father who loved his family and his own kids with a passion. He was so proud of Kyle, Brett, and Lacey, and never missed an opportunity to speak of their accomplishments. In the last years of his life, Franky turned his passion and motivation towards the building and development of this New Waterford Sports Heritage Hall of Fame. At our meetings, he was always respectful and spoke with humility, and he often commented on achievements of others on the committee. But it was actually we who were in awe of his accomplishments, and we valued his input greatly. Whenever we brought up an individual or a team name for induction, Franky would be right there with lots of facts about them, and he would always know where we could get a picture or a newspaper clipping. To quote Councillor Cormier one more time, Franky was a leading organizer and coach for many years. His legacy will be all the kids he coached. He was a very unique individual, very witty, with a great sense of humor. He will be missed. In closing, I would like to speak tonight to that 6.5-year-old Franky from back in 1966, and I would like to tell him that his family, and indeed the entire community in which he lived, are extremely proud of all the contributions he made to all of us over the years. We as a committee are certainly regretting that we didn't get this done while he was alive, but that would require quite a bit of clairvoyance on our part. I feel strongly that Franky is smiling down on us tonight, and yes, he's even got that little smile on his face. Franky, we all love you, we miss you, and we are extremely humbled tonight to induct you into the 2016 Waterford Sports Heritage Hall of Fame. I will ask his family to come up now and accept this plaque on Franky's behalf.
Carl's going to say a few words.
I know if the old man was here today, what he would want me to remind everyone about the Coal Bowl is that we never won a title until Lowell stopped coaching. But just on behalf of the Bursey family, we're just humbled and honored that the New Waterford Sports Heritage Hall of Fame recognizes his contributions to the town. The past weekend was amazing. The New Waterford Reds did a great job. Dad loved the committee. I think I know a story about every person in this room, and I'm a lot younger than everyone in here, but I know about everyone because of that. He loved the committee, and we're just grateful that you guys could honor him tonight. Thanks.